Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, she's had a wildly successful legal career. Now she feels called to give back to her community. You'll meet Veronica Law. She is a candidate for the Tarrant County College Board of Trustees. Her incredible story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I've never been called to run for elected office, but I respect so much the people that do, because it's often a thankless job. You're giving up countless hours dedicated to community service, if you will. And that describes my next guest, Veronica Law. She is a candidate for Tarrant County College Board of Trustees. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Very excited.
Well, I want to know more about your heart before we get into more about the campuses. Why did you decide to run?
Well, I wasn't particularly thinking about this race, but I've always been involved in the community. I've chaired a couple of different nonprofit boards in the community. Always try to volunteer with extra time that I have. And our former mayor of Fort Worth, Kenneth Barr, called me. He is currently in the District 7 seat for the Tarrant County College Board of Trustees. He decided not to run again and encouraged me to get in the race.
Wow. And you're District 7, so describe that.
Okay, so District 7 is a large district. I like to call it in the form of a jagged L. So if Tarrant County is a rectangle, it's on the west side of downtown Fort Worth, runs from Lake Worth down to the southwest corner of Tarrant County, over to Crilley, and then up into South Arlington, up to Lake Arlington.
Wow, big area.
Large.
And the campuses are amazing. You have 6 campuses. You were telling me before the show, 47,000 students. So it's not only a big economic engine for Tarrant County, but you're really educating the best and brightest who will lead us in the future.
Yes, you're so right about that. I mean, Tarrant County College educates a workforce. Through its 6 different campuses, it offers programs for nurses training, firefighter training. It trains the hotel and restaurant industry workers, automotive technicians, just really all the people that make our life so great in Tarrant County.
Sure. More from Veronica in a second. We found a highlight reel from Tarrant County College. Let's go ahead and roll that.
The Tarrant County College Impact. It's everywhere. Everywhere you look. We generate $2.1 billion annually for the place we call home. $1.7 billion comes from the higher earnings of TCC graduates and the increased productivity of the businesses that employ them. That's an economic punch similar to hosting the World Series 259 times. Tarrant County College trailblazers are doing more to make our region, our state, our world a better place. They are future makers, record breakers, problem solvers, reaching further, soaring higher, pushing boundaries. The TCC Impact. It's everywhere you look.
Wow, and just a footnote. So 5 physical campuses, 1 virtual.
Correct.
What are going to be your responsibilities?
Well, so if I'm elected to the Board of Trustees, then in general, the trustees oversee the operations of the community college, help them fulfill their strategic plan. They've just adopted a new 5-year strategic plan. Also helps them to fulfill their mission and their vision. Sure. So there'll be 7 of us on the board, and I like to, work together. Of course, as my skills as an attorney, I like to be persuasive, but also realize that one of my big jobs is going to be to garner consensus.
Love that. You may be overqualified. Let's go ahead and show her resume, which is on her firm's website. It's just like it goes on for miles, but it feels like you've done a lot in the legal world. Tell us a little bit more about your career and how you think that will lend itself to great leadership on the board.
Well, sure. I've been practicing law in Tarrant County for a little bit over 20 years with 3 other local law firms in Fort Worth. They will single office law firms. And through that, I've had a lot of different experiences. I mean, I primarily practice in the commercial real estate arena. I do deal work, and so in that, I've learned to negotiate.
Sure.
I've learned to advocate on behalf of my client. I've learned to be reasonable. I've learned to compromise, and I've learned to garner consensus.
Love it. Do you have any opponents?
I do. I have 2 opponents in this race.
Okay. And what are some of your priorities? If you're elected, what are your goals?
Okay. My 3 priorities are, there are lots of priorities, but I think the top 3 would be, as I said before, Tarrant County Community College educates a workforce, so we need to make sure that is strong. The programs for educating the workforce is strong. We also need to be nimble so that as technology changes, we need to be able to adapt to the type of programs that the businesses need, need to fulfill the positions. So we need to be nimble. Also, taxes. Taxes is a big thing.
Yes.
Because the people of Tarrant County pay for the college. I mean, everybody is taxed there via property taxes. So my goal will be to keep the property taxes as low as possible, but also, make sure that there's enough revenue in the community college so that they can operate efficiently and meet the needs of the business and the people.
Sure. And let's talk about the budget. Every community college or county college that I've met is running into a budget problem. Are you guys experiencing kind of any issues with funding?
No, the college has run pretty efficiently, and they have reserves that if something were to happen, we'll take them out for 6 months.
Sure.
So they've operated very responsibly. They've also gone to a new system called zero-based budgeting. So that is pursuant to a state law that went into effect at the end of 2023, I believe. But now for the new in 2025 fiscal year, they will have to budget according to their needs versus just the old traditional way of doing it is, I got this amount of dollars last time, so just increase it by, 10%, and that's my budget. Every department's going to have to justify what they need.
Love that. And you've actually been a student there. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
I was a student. I've wanted to increase my Spanish skills. At one point, I was very fluent, but just, not practicing enough, I lost a lot of my vocabulary. So about 12 years ago, I took a Spanish class, an advanced Spanish class at the Northeast campus of Tarrant County College.
And were you impressed?
I was. It was kind of fun being among students again. I kind of acted like one when I was there. It was fun.
And enrollment is growing. I know some of the stories that I've been seeing in the past 2 years are stories about, kids don't need to go to college anymore. They can just get a job as an electrician. Are you seeing any repercussions from that? Or is enrollment a struggle at all?
No, not at all. In fact, Tarrant County College is a 2-year college. So it serves a lot of different purposes. It is a place where students that want to go on to a 4-year university can get their basics done in 2 years, at a lower cost, and then go on to finish at one of the various area schools that TCC has partnerships with. But also it trains, like I said, the automotive technicians, the plumbers, the mechanics. So if somebody of college is not what they want to do, a 4-year degree, they can get a certification. And there are various certifications that are available at Tarrant County College.
And I imagine it's much more affordable than going to a big state university.
Yes, it is. And let me give you one example of a program I'm really impressed with. So if a student wants to be an engineer, there is a program, there's a partnership between Tarrant County College and Texas A&M Engineering School. So this student can get the basics done for 2 years at Tarrant County College. They can take a couple of engineering classes during that time by a professor that's actually employed by Texas A&M, but teaches at the Tarrant County College campus. And then once their basics are done, they go down to Texas A&M and finish out their 4-year engineering degree.
Okay, Veronica,
Saves lots in student loans. I know about that.
We only have a couple minutes left, so I want you to talk a little bit about when is Election Day, and then give a final pitch to the voter.
Sure. Early voting starts April 22nd, and Election Day is May 3rd. And I really just want all the voters to compare the resumes between me and the two opponents in this race. I think given my skills as an attorney and also my record of community service to Tarrant County makes me the better qualified candidate.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. Good luck with the election. We're going to end with your website, which is DwayneMorris.com, and you can navigate to Veronica's page, Veronica Law. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.